Hey guys, so I realize that just reading directions on how to set up a Weebly site can be a little bit tricky. So what I want to do is take some time and actually go with you step by step how to set up a Weebly page. So I'm starting from scratch right now. Half of you have seen this before. This is mainly for the other half of the class who's not able to see our little presentation. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go into Weebly.com. And if you have not already, sign up over here. Um, it's free. Just put in a username and password, and then that will be your login information. So for me, I already have a login information, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to type that in. Type in my password, and then once you do that, it's going to take you to all of these. These are the sites that I have right now. Feel free to look at any of these if you guys want. Here are the web addresses for all of them. So when you set up your site, everything's going to be blank. So you're going to want to go to add a site, and you're going to want to get a title for your site. So I'm going to put you guys can put your name plus digital portfolio. So I can put Mr. Fontana's digital portfolio, Mr. Fontana's Weebly site, anything along those lines. For this one, I'm going to put Mr. Fontana's, I guess, test or example. So type of site, this is just more so Weebly can keep track of what kind of sites are being made. It has no importance whatsoever on any of your things. So a lot of what's going on is a lot of people are saying that they're asking for a credit card. That's only if you have this .com area over here. If you go to Weebly.com, it's free, and so this is where you are going to want to sign. This is where you're going to want to put the actual web page, which you will give me later. So you're going to want to make it as simple as possible. You want to put maybe your first and last name .weebly.com. I understand that some of you guys have some names that have already been taken, so you're going to want to put something very, very similar to that. For this one, I'm going to put Mr. Fontana's example.weebly.com. So it's going to tell you instantly right here if that website is available. So it looks like it is, so I'm going to go ahead and push continue. And the first thing you want to do is go to design. And here it's going to give you a whole bunch of different looks and designs that you can have. This is the design that our current one is under. This design I like. I've noticed that a couple of you have this already. On my personal site that I gave examples earlier and I posted on Moto, this is the one that I like to use. So I'm going to go ahead and just for the sake of this one, I'm going to go and do that one. Then I'm going to go back to elements. So remember that for this particular one, you're only going to want to put a few pages. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible at this point. So for pages, it's always going to have a home page. You want to add a standard page. And you want to label that 8th grade. So you want to save the setting here. So it's going to show up over here, 8th grade. Each design is going to have a different area of where it's going to be. So since you know that we have to do a little bit more, we're going to add a page. This is for your blog page. So for whenever you add a page that's going to be specifically for the blogs you're going to set, you're going to want to do the blog page format, and then You can call it blog, you can call it reflections, you can call it your name plus reflections. Just for the sake of this one, I'm just going to push reflections. And then you're going to see that it shows up right there. So let's see what else we're going to do. And there's also another page that I want you to put, standard page. That's going to be your About Me page. This is going to be one of the first assignments that we do, so you don't need to worry about this particular one just yet. Just have the tab open and ready. So what I always like to do is I like to open up a different window just so I can kind of track my progress. So this is Mr. Fontana's test.weebly.com, or no, Mr. Fontana's example. Test is what I use with the other class. So you're going to see that if I push enter, it's going to say site not published yet. That is because I need to push publish. This is going to be like your little save icon on a Word document. So every time you want to save something, you're going to push publish. It's going to confirm that this is the site that you want, Mr. Fontana's example. Always use a subdomain of weebly.com because this is the free option. So you want to continue. And this is another one that gets tricky with. So once it's published, it's still going to ask you if you want to change it to the .com area. That's, Weebly is a business, so it's going to try to give you advertisements as much as possible. Just because this is the main thing that you want to see, website publish. So once you push publish, it's going to take you to this page every time. What you're going to want to do is exit out, because once you see when I hit refresh over here, the same URL that 2 seconds ago, well, not 2 seconds ago, a little bit longer, was not published, it is now, you now have a web presence. So Mr. Fontana's example. So you're going to see all this stuff over here. So the thing that I want you to do to work on is, once you set up your pages, everything is going to be the same. You see that the blog page is a little bit different. It's gonna automatically sort these out for you. So About Me, what you want to do is go back over here and kind of change the image on each page, because it can get kind of frustrating sometimes, because sometimes you think you're working on one page when you think it's another one, because all these pictures are the same. So for reflections, the easiest thing that I like to do, I just go to Google search, click on images, and I just try to put an image that best represents what that page is about. So reflections, obviously there's going to be reflections in the water. Let's see here, let's get reflections thinker. This is a famous sculpture. Yeah, so let's get this guy over here. So what you're going to do is click on that, and depending on if you have a Mac or a PC, if you have a Mac, I think the easiest thing to do is just to drag it on a desktop. So you go save images as, at this point you just save it wherever you can find it easier. For me, I always find it easier if I just put it to my desktop. I label it something quick that I know I can go to, Thinker. So now that it's on my computer, I can go to edit image, add image, upload from my computer, and since it's already there, I go Thinker, open it up, and then this is where it gives me the option to kind of mess around with it. I can also add effects to it. I can add some fade to it if I wanted to. Over here, I'm going to leave that completely up to you guys, however you guys want to mess around with your images. If I click on the background, if I have a picture that leaves all this blank space, I can mess around with the background a little bit and do maybe like an all gray background. I can add a color if I want to. So I can make dark gray and a little bit of a lighter gray and have that in my background. So you're going to want to save it. to this page only, because if you go to all pages, you're gonna have the same problem as the as the image before. You want each page to have its individual image. So notice, just because I saved it, if I go to reflections, it's still going to have the original picture. So what you're going to want to do is hit publish. Remember, publish is your save button, like on a Word document. So it's going to say website published. It's going to get you to try to go to that .com option, but you don't want that. Just as soon as it says publish, exit out. And this is why I like to have it side by side with each other, because you can instantly see the difference when you push refresh. There we go, a whole new image. So let's see. So you're going to want to do that for each of yours. And for 8th grade, you're going to want to do a couple more pages. So for 8th grade, you're going to add a page. You'll see I'll open up our site right now, which is stpatties.weebly.com. You'll see that there's a drop down menu over here and another drop down menu. The way you get this drop down effect is when you go on your own page, or on your Weebly editor page, go add a page, standard page. Remember, when you add a page, well, let's go ahead and publish right this. So it's going to go untitled. You're going to see that it's right here along with everything else. So I'll go and push refresh. The way you get it to go in that drop down effect is you go back to your editor page and you just indent it in a little bit. So for this particular one, you're going to want to put language arts. And depending if you're in my literature class, you're going to make another one that says literature. So before it was right here, you're going to do that little indentation. You're going to publish. And then you can go into the actual into that site that you have side by side, hit refresh. You'll see that that untitled is gone and it's now underneath 8th grade. So I see for this particular design, it looks like, there we go. So language arts. So let's do another one, just pretending that you are in my literature class too. You can just do literature, save, publish. I can instantly see the progress that I made. So 8th grade language arts, literature. So you have home, 8th grade, with 2 drop down things, just depending on if you're in 8.4 or 8.5. A place for reflections, which you will write your first reflection this weekend, and your about me page. And this one, I would put maybe a picture of you, picture of your friends, picture of your favorite sport, just something, just something about you. And then for each one under 8th grade, language arts, literature, you can put something, what I usually do is, I'll go back to Google Images, I'll just kind of put in literature and see what comes up. So yeah, let's get a little something better. So we have some open books over here. Save image as literature. You don't have to save it as that, just whichever one you will know, whichever name that works best for you, so you know how to find it. So I'll go to my literature page, I'll edit the image, add image, upload from my computer, or drag it in there, whichever one works for you. I'll open this guy in here. And I know I'm going a little fast, that's because I'm used to it. Just as long as you get the idea of it, you can push OK. Save to this page only, because you want each page to have its particular one. So you see, even though I push save again, if I go to the to my new window, it's still going to have the original image. You need to push publish. X that guy out. You'll hit refresh.